tired of the same old, then check out Talk with Teddy. It's a variety show, and each week there are new guests and new topics. What started because of the epidemic and social distancing is now casting shadows over other shows. Talk with Teddy, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on WLFE DB Radio Network.
All right, you guys, welcome to another episode of Talk with Teddy. Tonight's going to be a fun night. As I promised, we have another musician here on this beautiful rainy Saturday night here in New York. So it should turn out to be a wonderful night. It's not real hot. Hello, Eric. Eric says hello to Kevin as well. So it is a Saturday night, 11 o'clock, and all is well. So far, so good, as they say. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you here to my guest. His name is Kevin Danzig, right? Is that how you say it? Look at that. Awesome. Yeah. And Dan is playing music for a long time, and I do have his bio here for you. And I'm going to read a little bit of that for you in just a second, but let me say, how are you tonight, Dan? Or Kevin? How is things going? I mean, you're where right now? Colorado, right?
I'm at 9,000 feet up in Colorado. I've been here for 11 years. I love it up here.
Wow. That's some height right there, buddy.
Yeah, you got to get used to it, breathing and singing at the same time. It's a challenge.
Oh, I guess so.
Better than living down in Alabama where I used to live, though.
Oh, you were in Alabama before?
Yeah, at this time of year, I mean, that's when I started coming up to Colorado because it was so hot down there,
Ah. Yeah, that's Colorado. We were just discussing it before we went live that Colorado has a lot of it's a very short summer in Colorado.
Yeah, very long winter.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's okay with me. I mean, yeah, if you ski.
Yeah. If you don't ski, I don't know if I'd really live here.
I roll pretty good downhill, even with the snow.
Yeah.
All right. So we're having a couple little difficulties. If you guys hear it in the background, we got a little noise. We're not sure where it's coming from. It's a little ticking noise of some type. It sounds like somebody's typing. And we're hoping it's going to go away. And if you notice, Kevin's got a guitar with him as well. So we're going to play a few of his songs later on here in the show. And I believe he's also going to play a song for us. Something that he wrote. And, I better turn that down. Either way, it's going to be a real fun night, and we hope you guys will stick around with us all night. And like you guys normally do, you guys are usually a lot of fun here, so I have no doubt. All right, so I'm trying to get your bio up here. My internet seems to be running a little slow here.
Might have something to do with the clicking.
Maybe. You never know.
That clicking isn't on any of the album's tracks.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That's a good one.
If you buy the album, you're not going to hear any of that clicking.
All right. Oh, where is it? Okay. Wow, this is definitely running slow tonight. I don't know what's going on with it, but sorry about the delay, folks. Oh, man. This is terrible.
Maybe because of the rain?
It could be. We've had some really, it's been so dry, and we really needed the rain, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we need it here, too.
So, and we got, I think it was like 3 inches in like a couple hours. And it was a lot of rain. But we definitely need it, so.
Yeah, I have a tropical system coming up your way right now, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I
So
watch the
real
Weather Channel.
quick. Oh, do you watch the Weather Channel?
Oh
Cool.
yeah, I'm a Weather Channel junkie.
Okay. So real quick. I'm going to read this for you. It says Kevin still leads the nomadic troubadour's life, where stories are in. What is that?
Etched.
Indib,
They're etched.
etched with a blink of an eye. Um, Kevin impresses with intriguing songwriting, atmos- atmospheric vocals, and diversity textured arrangements. Woo! Big words.
You can thank Dan Wilging for that review. Offbeat Magazine, New Orleans.
There you go. Oh, that's wild. All right. So, I asked him earlier what his genre is, and you want to tell them yourself what
It's
yours
a
are.
mix of a lot of different styles, but I mean, overall, singer-songwriter, it's, a lot of blues and kind of Beatles influence, folky pop kind of rock stuff.
Cool.
I guess I like to tell people if Joni Mitchell and Jackson Browne would have actually had that baby, it probably would have grown up to be me. Or something like
Awesome. Awesome. You're wearing the same type I am, the flat hat, but you wear it backwards.
Oh yeah, it's the old backwards thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's all right. So let's get into this a little bit. So, what got you into music in the first place?
Well, I grew up out in Southern California, and my uncle, who was very well respected and pretty well renowned in the LA area, he was a country singer named Wayne Parker, and I'd go and hang out at his place, and he'd have people like Kim Carnes come over and rehearse with him. But he was pretty well connected. And then on the other side of my family was my dad, and he was a very popular piano player around Hollywood. So between the two of them, and my grandfather being a talent scout, originally from Oklahoma, I was kind of molded into this. They wanted me to be John Denver, but I just wasn't really going for that. And it's funny because now I'm in Colorado and I'm doing a few John Denver songs to get by. So it's just funny how things work out,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
wow.
I ended up developing my own kind of writing because I always thought it was cool how they wrote the songs and recorded their own songs. I wanted to be, the Beatles. I wanted to be Cat Stevens, Paul Simon, James Taylor. I wanted to write my own songs. It's always a constant battle because you're playing a lot of places where people would rather hear, your interpretations of other people's music. So I learned to do that too, but I do it in my own kind of way. So you can't go across the street and hear the same version that you hear me do. That's my goal there.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. I like it when it's original and it's just something that you don't normally hear. I mean,
I think there's a talent itself, with interpretation of someone else's work.
Right. Well, I've listened to your songs that you sent me, and yours has complete stories. I mean, it's a nice storyline with each song that's written, and it's hard to find stuff like that today.
Yeah, I've always, like I said, I've loved the theater. I didn't say that yet, but I do love the theater, and I was in the theater a lot. I almost became an actor, but I had to play gigs, and I didn't have any time to rehearse because they're always rehearsing on the weekends and doing a show.
Right.
So I ended up being a musician instead. But I've always had my heart in the theater as well. So that's why I think my songs are like little plays in themselves.
Right. No, because your dad was also into music. What were some of your influences that really molded what you do today?
Well, I like to tell people my mom left 3 albums. I think she left them for me to find one morning. One was Roger Miller's greatest hits. The other was Bobby Vinton's greatest hits. Blue on Blue,
Yeah.
And then Rubber Soul by the Beatles. And I guess I pretty much took to Rubber Soul, and then I became a Beatles freak, and I went out and bought all their music books. That's how I taught myself to play guitar, pretty much, is learning the Beatles songs. And
Yeah,
this was
their
10
album.
years later. This is 10 years after they broke up. So,
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't know the Beatles when they were actually. I mean, I didn't know them when they were together.
Right, right. Yeah, and the Beatles stuff is worth a lot of money these days,
Yeah.
especially if you got their albums.
Well, yeah, they're in really good condition. And if you have a record player and you try to go buy Abbey Road, it's like $40
Yeah,
now.
yeah. They're expensive.
Remastered,
That's
remastered. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
definitely expensive stuff.
yeah.
So it's crazy. All right. So besides the music, what's another love of yours? What else do you like to do?
Well, I have a lot of fun with my girlfriend. Uh, don't get the wrong idea there. That sounded bad, didn't it? But we like to go hiking, of course. The wonderful thing about Colorado is you don't really need a lot of money to have fun. I mean, there's just so many things to do for free.
Yeah. Right.
With the hiking and now the skiing is a different thing. That's pretty expensive. But I love to ski as well. And as the
Yeah.
back of my album might suggest, since it's a picture of me in a ski outfit. Um, but playing music. There's a lot of great musicians up here, and it's a lot of fun to get together around a campfire and play music and try to write songs together. Uh, yeah, so there's never a dull moment up here. And
So how long have you been a writer now, and doing your own music?
well, I wrote my first song when I was 16. It was pretty trite, but I by the time I was like 18, I'd written like 10 songs, and I felt like at the time I'd written 10 hits. I just knew they were
Right.
all going to be hits, and now I couldn't even remember how any of them go. Those first 10 songs. So since then, I've written about 200 songs, and I've recorded
Wow.
10 albums worth of those songs.
You said
So
10 albums worth?
yeah,
Wow.
the thing is though, I had to make a living because I had a family to support and I had to have a guaranteed living. So I wasn't one of those guys that was willing to go beat the pavement in Nashville or LA and sleep on doorsteps and party till
Right.
5 in the morning just trying to meet the right people. And I think that's one of the reasons that maybe my music hasn't reached more people uh, that I feel like it should have, but because I was
Right.
traveling all the time too later on. Me and my second wife, we were called Danzig and Woolly, and we did a lot of festivals and we did the folk scene. And so we bought a motorhome and we're just traveling all the time. Just drove her crazy, especially. And finally, she couldn't take it anymore. And one thing led to another. And
Well, some people aren't made for it. Some people just aren't made for it.
It's a hard life. That's why I'm so happy I found a place where people come to me now. And
Right. Now, so locally, you play a lot of probably the I don't know, clubs or the events, like special events and stuff like that, right?
yeah, and they have a lot of festivals, especially in the summertime. And I have a couple of bands I'm a part of. I have a band called the Buzz Drivers, Buzz, Buzz Drivers.
Cool. Cool.
I was a part-time bus driver when I was living in California, driving a school bus, and it damn near drove me nuts. So luckily, I was laid off, and that's when I came to Colorado. But that's why I was thinking, well, I need Kevin Danzig and the something. I just didn't want to keep
Right.
calling it Kevin Danzig Band. So I was thinking maybe the bus drivers. And I drove by this little area in Breckenridge called the Green Mile, where they have the pot shops, where it's legal here, And I go, no, the buzz drivers. That's what I do, buzz drivers. So we will drive your buzz if you will let us.
Oh, that's funny. That's amazing. That's great.
And
That's
then
great.
I have a rare opportunity here in the club I'm in, mainly called the King's Club in Vail, where they let me bring in special guests from around the country. And, traveling all those years, I met a lot of wonderful artists. And they all want to come here to ski, in Colorado in the summer.
Right.
So they'll call me and go, hey, can I play a gig? And I'll go, yeah, And I'll set them up and they make a little money. And I get the opportunity to share my music with them and they share theirs with me. It's kind of a
Yeah.
cool little niche I have up here.
It sounds great. Sounds wonderful. Maybe more people need to come up that way. I mean,
Oh,
because like right
they
now,
will not
people
want to
aren't
leave.
playing. Yeah.
They won't want to leave
But
if they do.
well, right now there's a lot of the musicians are out of work because of the whole COVID thing. So a lot of musicians aren't playing right now. Artists, especially national artists, are not doing much. They're kind of stuck in home writing. I have a lot of friends that are national recording artists, and they're telling me we're just working on albums. We're just writing songs. That's all they're doing. They're getting the opportunity to record and stuff like that, but next year, probably, the summertime, if we're able to get out and about and do our normal thing, the music airwaves are going to be flooded with music because all
Mhm.
of these musicians and singers and songwriters are sitting on their duff at home, not doing much, other than writing.
That's
So
why I
it'll be
tried to beat
amazing.
them, tried to beat them to the punch by releasing my album now.
Oh,
But I know it's been very hard, and I think a lot of it is attitude. And up here in Colorado as well, we're lucky because the government's been kind of helping the self-employed people out. If you apply for some money, you can get some help. And right now, and I usually go in the off seasons. We have two off seasons here. We have what do we call the mud season, which is like April and May, and then you have the shoulder season, which is October, November, which is really not a whole lot of work up here. So that's when I would go and revisit a lot of my friends and extended family around the country, where I have little pockets of fans. And but this time I didn't do it because I couldn't travel. So I thought, well, what am
mm-hmm.
I going to do? And I thought, well, I'll start a daily broadcast on Facebook and Instagram, and just post an original song every morning to try to lift people's spirits. I tried to keep it positive. So I did 6 weeks of original songs, and then I started, because I got so much positive response, I started doing different series, like Testify till July when the protests were going on. And now I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing a Summer of Love, and I still keep every day I do a different song on my Facebook page.
Oh, well, that's cool. I mean, you got to keep it out there for everyone. Like you sent me, I think, 4 songs, um, and I've listened to them, and we're gonna play one here in a moment. Um, your songs are definitely something that I'm not used to hearing, especially around here, which is very cool. Though it's nice to hear something different, and I'm very happy with that. Um, I was going to tell you that the feel I got from it was kind of like a Jimmy Buffett feel, or something along those lines.
Kind of like older Jimmy Buffett, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Before he got, too much into the parrot head thing. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
that's
But
what I
still, it
like
was.
best.
Yeah, but I still think it was really good material. Really good stuff. That's the feel that I got from it, and I'm happy with that. I mean, I don't mind this type of music at all. I think it's wonderful. And I think we don't hear a lot of music like this very often,
Uh-huh.
and it's refreshing. I guess is the best way to put it.
Cool.
I myself, I don't mind it, like I said, at all. So,
A lot of
um,
my stuff is quite spiritual as well. I always like the way George Harrison, let's say, or Cat Stevens, they'd always have an underlying spiritual theme to a lot of their songs.
mm-hmm.
I
Well,
was
that's
watching a
cool.
concert for Bangladesh the other day. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, you got to check that out. With like Leon Russell and Eric Clapton and Billy Preston and Ringo Starr and all these great performers get together with Ravi Shankar as well, and they do this benefit concert for the hungry in Bangladesh. And I was noticing, I never realized before that all of the songs George Harrison does, pretty much except for "Here Comes the Sun," are all spiritual songs,
Mm,
like "My Sweet Lord," and "Beware of
right.
Darkness," and they're all very positive and enlightening.
Cool. Well, I think we're gonna play one of your songs if you're ready for it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The one of them you sent me was "Eye to Eye." Do you want to give me an idea what that one's about?
I actually wrote that song to begin with about 25 years ago with my friend Raul in Alabama when I lived down in Fairhope, Alabama. And it was after the breakup of my first marriage. And, it was about that. And, it's just about, look at me, be honest with me. I can take it. If this isn't working for you and it's not working for me, let's not like drive it into the ground and until we hate
Right.
each other. Let's just be honest about it. And if you're not happy, I release you, and we'll be friends. Hopefully, that's pretty much where it's coming from.
All
And
right. Well, let's.
Tina Ferguson's a very popular singer up here. and luckily she came in and did the harmony part.
Awesome. All right, let's check it out.
Cool.
Look at me, eye to eye, telling me lies won't make things any easier. All alone, I'll be fine. I was all right before you came into my world. If it's second thoughts you're having, I would rather be by myself. I'll begin a brand new life like I did years ago, before you knocked upon my door. Somewhere there's a girl for me. If you're unhappy here, do the both of us a favor and look at me eye to eye. Honesty can be painful, I can take it, there's a pause, I'm in the song. You and I used to like when we were going strong. It was a story of a man and woman acting like we are now. I'll begin a brand new life like I did years ago, before you knocked upon my door. Somewhere there's a girl for me. If you're unhappy here, do the both of us a favor and leave, so I can get on with my life. Tell me please, I'll try to put it all behind me. Sure, I'd like to think that all the rumors are untrue, but I'm inclined to be a doubter. I'll begin a brand new life like I did years ago, before you knocked upon my door. Somewhere there's a girl for me. If you're unhappy here, do the both of us a favor and look at me eye to eye, telling me lies won't make things any easier. All alone, I'll be fine. I was all right before you came into my world. If it's second thoughts you're having, I would rather be by myself. I would rather you tell the truth than lie.
I love it.
Hey.
It's very, very clean. Very clean. You know what I mean? It's very, very clean.
Well, Dean Oldencott is just a wonderful session player up here in Evergreen, Colorado. And then Kenny Keller from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, played the bass. And those guys are just stellar. I mean, they just do a wonderful job. You know, of course, it was recorded with Tim Stroh behind the engineer console, and it is Madhouse Recorders. And the front of the album cover is a picture of that studio.
Yeah.
And
Jim Jerkin says he loves it. He likes it. He likes it.
Oh, cool, Jim. Thanks.
That's cool.
All these will be available to stream, by the way, like Spotify and Apple Music. They're running a little slow. I told them, hey, I'm going to be on a big radio show, and it'd be great if they were available online now. You know, and like, oh, because of the virus, you know, we're all kind of short-staffed, yada, yada, yada. And I understand. It's like that everywhere.
Are they available on your website?
Yeah, you can hear them on my website, because that song, for instance, is a single. So you can hear that, stream it on Spotify. or any of those now, because it was released as a single before the album came out.
Okay, so it will be available eventually, though, on
Yeah,
iTunes
well, the
and
album
Spotify.
anyway. But you can hear
Yep.
that song as a single right now. If you just say Alexa, play "Eye to Eye" by Kevin Danzig, you'll hear it.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, it's got a really cool storyteller feel. It's very clean. I love the way it flowed. I mean, it was easy listening, I guess, too. I guess that's the other word I'm
Yeah,
looking
kind of like
for,
Paul
too.
Simon, and I mentioned
Yeah.
Paul
Paul Simon, that'll work. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mentioned
definitely.
the song too, so I tried to fashion it as kind of a Paul Simon type thing, Simon Garfunkel.
Yeah.
If I may be as bold to compare myself to them, I mean, I'm not trying to compare myself to them.
No, that's fine. Let me see here. I have some more here that we can play and talk about. Actually, if you want to do yours while I figure this out over here, did you want to play one live?
Yeah, sure. I recently wrote a song with my friend, a Native American artist here in Colorado. His name's Leon Joseph Littlebird. We were sitting around thinking about all these people out there that are helping us out, with this pandemic. And
Right.
my girlfriend says, you should write a song called Well Done for all these people that give them a well done. And the funny thing is up here, I don't know if they have that up here where you are, but at 8 o'clock, you'll hear all this howling, people howling to thank all these people that are putting themselves in harm's way for us. And, so that all inspired this song. I got to put my harmonica on.
There you go.
It's a little bluesy.
Okay.
So, see how it sounds out there. I heard outside my window last night around 8 o'clock what I thought to be wolves and coyotes. When I looked outside my window to see what I could see, all I witnessed was my neighbors on their porches. So I asked them what all the howling was all about. They said for the people on the front lines, doing what they can to save our lives. There's harm with an enemy and none of us can see. For the first responders, for the nurses and the doctors, we are howling and applauding. Well done. For the store clerks and the firemen, people driving trucks and buses, we howl and thank them. Well done. Well done, well done. There's Jilly being me, has a husband and 3 children. She can't go home with him right now. And old Teddy drives a bus, now the town for all of us. Only 10 people can ride it once. These are the people on the front line, doing what they can to save our lives. They fight an enemy that none of us can see. For the pastors and reporters, the mayors and the governors, we are howling and applauding. Well done. For those who feed the hungry, disabled and the needy, for the soldiers and policemen, well done. Well done. Well done. Well done, well done. Sing along if you want to. Well done, well done, well done. You want to thank you for all you do for us and your healing. Yeah, we will survive this. Give you love and give you life. Keep the faith, my friend. Well done, well done. Ow, 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 ow. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Oh, oh, oh. Well done, well done.
I like it.
It's important.
I really like that. That's cool.
I mean, a lot of people have different feelings about this, but I know some people, nurses especially, that this is no laughing matter. You know?
Right, right. But I like the song. I mean, it's definitely something you should record, and it'd be nice. I mean, I could see a video with it with like nurses and stuff dancing with you, howling when you're howling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It would be. I could see that. That's very cool.
Well, we did like a YouTube video of Leon and I and his girlfriend singing it. But yeah, it'd be great. I mean, maybe there's somebody out there watching that could get behind it and help us out.
Cool.
I think that song could be, something for the whole country.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun song. Even though, like you said, there's nothing to howl about, or
Well, that's
it's no laughing matter. But still, it's cool.
It's just to thank people, for doing it. Mm.
That's cool. I think that's a good idea.
And like I said, it may not be what they're doing out where you are, but
Right,
I guess
right.
that's a true story. I mean, I was laying in bed and at 8 o'clock, I thought it was like coyotes outside my door. I go, what is that? And I walk out and I look around and there's all these people on porches howling.
Wow. No, they did. What did they do here? They were here. They were doing something. I think they were. God, I think they were honking horns at one time, and then they were. Yeah, I don't know. They were doing something, but and today, I mean, I was just watching news today where it's there's even more people that's got it. I mean, it's one of the highest record days.
Yeah, every day's a new record.
Yeah, that's so scary.
It's weird because I myself, I know one person that died, a good friend of mine, a musician up here, from it. But he had a lot of other things, that he'd been suffering from as well. And it's like COVID came along, was a final blow,
Well, that's from what I'm hearing, is that you have to have an underlying condition, and then that just kind of amplifies it and makes it worse.
And it's very hard, me being a musician, and you too probably, people come up when they talk to you and, are you okay with a hug? And you want to go, oh yeah, okay, sure. But you just don't know, It's like you got to live your life. So it's a really difficult situation that we're all in. But we're
exactly.
all in it. We're all
Oh
in it.
yeah, right. And people forget that. They really do. I mean, I have diabetes. My mother's diabetic, and she has COPD, and my father has COPD and cancer, and there's all these things that if any of us catch COVID, it just amplifies everything that we have and makes it worse. So
And I'm here
I'm
here to say, old lives matter. Old lives matter.
Old lives.
I have a friend who's 94 years old, and he's still great. He's a wonderful person. And
That's
the
awesome.
old people in our lives, young people, a lot of them haven't had the wonderful experience of somebody who is older and is so full of knowledge, and you can learn so much from these people, and don't just write them off. It's like, well, they're old anyway. They need to die and get out of here.
Right.
It's not like that. These people have so much to offer. They really do.
They have a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge. They really do. So I'm going to take this opportunity real quick to say hi to a few people. Sandra Olivia, Adam Briggs, Lisa Hagedorn, Jim Jenkins, Desiree Plunkett, Deb Sobek, Lee Allen the second. We also have Eric Harrison and Tom Nally, and there is a lot more that I can't see, unfortunately. Only the ones that have popped in on my watch party and my StreamYard that I can see their comments. Everybody else, they're on other Facebook feeds as well as YouTube feeds. We are also on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Deezer. We're on 10 audio outlets as well, so we're all over the place. But I want to kind of go on to the next song here that we have.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the name of it. Let me see if it shows me the name. Einstein is one of them.
Albert Einstein.
Yes. So what was that one about?
That was co-written with my friend Rock, and John Rothrock is his full name. We were sitting around Lake Dillon, and he had told me about this post that he saw on Facebook by Albert Einstein, which obviously is an old post reposted. And
right.
It ironically says, "I fear the day when technology will surpass our human interaction." And we were thinking, well, we're kind of there, you know.
Right.
So he said, well, here's kind of the course I have in mind. And it wasn't really, the words weren't really there yet. So I kind of took it and kind of finished it and made it into something like, sometimes you got to go outside to get inside Mr. Einstein's head, you know, because he's kind of out there. And
right. That's
talks
pretty cool.
It talks about, you know, I was riding around with my son. We were riding through the mountains of Colorado. It's absolutely gorgeous. And he's, you know, his nose is in his phone. And I'm like, you know, well, you put the phone down and look around. I mean, so that's kind of where it came from, too.
Okay. Well, we're going to play it. Oh, that's not it. Hold on.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a minute, please, so we can talk some truth. Take a moment, if you will, to look at your window, at the world of wonder staring back at you. Well, alright, just ignore me and what I have to say. I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. Sometimes you've got to go outside to get inside Mr. Einstein's head. Sometimes you've got to go outside to get inside Albert Einstein. Later on when you are done working on your website, I was thinking we might grab a bite to eat. Anytime is right for me. Pikachu and Pac-Man ran away when I forgot to pay their fee. Well, alright then, just ignore me and what I've got to say. I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. Sometimes you gotta go outside to get inside Mr. Einstein's head. Sometimes you gotta go outside will surpass our human interaction. Sometimes you gotta go outside to get inside Mr. Einstein's head. Sometimes you gotta go outside to get inside Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein.
Awesome. I like it.
That's the latest single too.
Is it, and that is a catchy line. The outside, the inside of Einstein's mind. That is pretty catchy. Yeah, I like it.
And that's Michael Hunt playing drums and also singing harmony with me.
The harmony. I was going to ask you about the harmony. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's his real name, Michael Hunt, by the way.
Okay, cool.
All right. We won't go
Cool.
too far into that subject. Great guy. Though. And
Mr.
Kenny
Tom-
Keller plays bass on that as well. No, you know what?
Mr.
Steve Danzig actually played. A member of the Buzz Drivers played the bass on that track. That's right.
Tom Nailey says, "I think I need this song to be the song for my channel." He says.
All right, Tom, you go right ahead. Help yourself. You can find it at iTunes. Albert Einstein is my latest single, so you can hear it on all the streaming networks.
Cool.
Or,
Cool.
you know.
Right. No, that's cool. That's awesome. Catchy songs, man. I do. So the
Thanks.
next one up here we have is Colorado.
Yeah, that's probably the most popular of all of them. It was with the Kevin Danzig Band, which is a band that, Scooter Barnes on lead guitar, and Michael Hunt, that drummer I was talking about, on drums. And let's see, Kenny Keller on bass, Faith Crawford singing vocals on the harmonies, and Mike Foth on the violin. It was the festival group that played around Colorado quite a bit. And
Okay.
I wrote that song when I was up living in the highest town in North America. It's 10,600 feet. It's called Alma,
Wow.
which means soul in Spanish, Alma. And so I was fishing with my dog, Oliver, and that song just kind of played itself in my head, that melody. When I'm in Colorado, I just felt like I just love it here. You know, it's one of those beautiful days like today.
Cool.
And feel like you've died and gone to heaven, you know. And so it just kind of developed in my mind, and the little orchestra started playing as I was sleeping. And before I knew it, I had the arrangement and started playing it out live. And then the other guys started playing it with me, and they say we should record this. And that's also a single that was released that you can get.
Okay.
And it starts off with like the instruments kind of waking up, and then it kind of kicks in. You know?
Okay.
I'm fishing from Troutfield River with my best friend Ollie. Who's the dog? Who's the master? I go to Brandy's fixing dinner, cooking Rocky Mountain chili. So there's food to eat in case we can't deliver. On the road I'm faced with trials and tribulations. All the travel, all the way to shows, and the people I must meet. But when I'm in Colorado, it's as if I've died and gone to heaven. Never have I known such beauty. Every day's brand new. When I'm in Colorado, I say, let me go on living here, doing what I love and loving you. Colorado. the spring in light when the buds awaken. On the road I'll face with trials and tribulations, sometimes scary situations, and the schedule I must keep. But when I'm in Colorado, it's as if I've died and gone to heaven. Never have I known such beauty. Every day is brand new. When I'm in Colorado, I pray, Lord, let me exist here, doing what I love, loving you. Colorado. Breathe the fresh air in your lungs. Tails of snowflakes on your tongue. Feel the love that's all around us here. Sure, I may be a struggle elsewhere, but when I'm in Colorado, it's as if I've died and gone to heaven. Never have I known such beauty. Every day is brand new. When I'm in Colorado, I say, let me go on living here, doing what I love and loving you. When I'm in Colorado, it's as if I've died and gone to heaven. Never have I known such beauty. Every day is brand new. When I'm in Colorado, I say, let me go on living here, doing what I love and loving you. Colorado, I'm loving you. I'm loving you. Colorado, Colorado, I'm loving you. I am loving you. Colorado, Colorado, I'm loving you. I'm loving you. Colorado, Colorado, I'm loving you.
Yeah, I can understand. It's pretty catchy. It's a pretty catchy tune.
It's a sing along, people sing Colorado, I'm loving you.
Yeah, it's definitely catchy. Definitely catchy. I like that.
I love the way it all came together with just the arrangements.
No-
And
Who was the female vocalist in the background, you said?
Faith Crawford. She's
Cool.
she lives in Marblehead, Ohio. We were a couple
Yes.
for a few years.
Yeah.
And
It's a good tune. I like it.
thanks.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now the next one we have up here is, was it Paint a Blue?
Paint a blue sky in your mind.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that was a couple of things made me write that one. I live on Lake Dillon. Well, I did. Now I live in Avon, which is about 30 miles from there, near Vail. But for the longest time, I lived in Summit County, which is there's this beautiful lake called Lake Dillon there, and the mountains are around it, and so it's just so beautiful that I was feeling kind of down in the dumps, that day. And a lot of times I'll write a positive song to lift myself up out of it. And I took a walk, and it was just a beautiful blue sky, And if you look, it's a single too, and the cover of the single is a picture of Lake Dillon with the mountains and the blue sky. But another thing, I couldn't quite finish the last verse. I had a hard time, and I was watching Dan Rather interviewing Carol Burnett. I love that show that Dan Rather does with his interviews. And Carol Burnett was talking about how she was visiting her terminally ill daughter, and she would get so upset, but then her daughter would lift her spirits, even though her daughter was dying. She would always have this great positive outlook on life. And Carol would be in tears saying, how can you be so positive, even though you're dying? She go, well, every day I wake up and I decide to make it a good day instead of making it a bad day. And the rest just kind of follows. And so that was, I go, that's it. That's, paint a blue sky in your mind today, open your eyes and decide to make the most of your life. And so that was the final verse of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a very positive, uplifting type of thing.
Awesome. Okay. Well, here we go.
Paint the sky in your mind today. Drive out the red and the gray. Paint the sky in your mind today. See the delightful display. If you paint a blue sky in your mind, leave all of your worries behind. I can promise you what you will find is enlightening, isn't frightening. Paint a blue sky in your mind today. Santa Claus I said away. Paint a blue sky in your mind today. Trust me, I know when I say, if you paint a blue sky in your mind, leave all of your worries behind. I can promise you what you will find is enlightening, isn't frightening. Never mind whether you can be your own best friend. Get your head together and create your own win-win situation. Pick your colors, prepare your palette. Paint a blue sky in your mind today. Open your eyes and decide. Paint a blue sky in your mind today to make the most of your life. If you paint a blue sky in your mind, leave all of your worries behind. I can promise you what you will find is enlightening, isn't frightening.
I like it.
Yeah, catchy.
I like it. Yeah, yeah. It was catchy. It was also what I really like about your music is the like you're playing a harmonica,
Yeah.
with all that. I mean, you don't hear a lot of harmonica in songs much anymore. And
No,
I
you
mean,
don't.
and even in country, you don't hear it that often anymore. But I do realize that in live, I have a couple friends in bands that their live music, they'll play a harmonica, so very
Well, I was a
nice.
big Dylan fan, and so I was influenced, and Neil Young too, so
Right.
they were the ones
Yeah.
that got me to start playing harmonica while I play. And plus, I I'm not a very good looper, a lot of guys really have that down. I admire that, but I always had to have some kind of lead instrument, and that would be the harmonica while I'm playing rhythm,
Right.
when I do a solo or duo kind of thing. So that helped.
But at all, what I've noticed about all of your music, the recordings are they flow very well, and they're stacked well in there. Everything sounds good. I mean, whoever puts these together for you really knows what they're doing.
The arrangements, I pretty much produce most of the songs. That's more like a mamas and papas. I kind of hear that kind of
Yeah.
influence on that song with the harmonies. That's also Tina Ferguson, who sang on Eye to Eye, singing that one with me.
Yeah.
She's great. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
I pride
songs.
myself on my arrangements. All my albums are very meticulously thought out. And another thing is, I try to take the subject and I try to meditate on it and imagine what kind of instrumentation and theme that I want for the song to best represent what's being said.
Right. So let me ask you a question. So you hear the medley first? Is that how that works? Usually hear the melody
You
first,
know,
or
it's
do
different.
you?
It's always different. Sometimes it's a guitar riff that I'm working with. Sometimes it's just an idea from something I saw on TV or something, or a friend of mine is going through something. I'll, I'll usually have these dreams, and I'll wake up with an idea a lot of times that'll just kind of manifest, you know, as
Mm,
I'm driving or
right. I
going.
ask. I ask a lot of musician friends of mine how often do they write, and I'm going to ask you the same question. And like, how often and like how many songs have you put out in say a week's time, usually, or a month's time?
You know, when I was younger and I was trying to beat the Nashville pavement and all that, I was trying to write a song a week. It was like I would do the thing where you set the clock and you're just trying to force a song out,
Right.
and try to make as commercial sounding as you can. But later on, I wait for the inspiration to hit me. I feel like if it's a song that's really going to last and something that's really going to be loved by others, it's got to be something that is a bit divinely inspired, if that makes sense.
Right.
The collective consciousness. I feel like if you can tap into that, I always imagine all these songwriters that have died, let's say, and they're up there looking for these aspiring talents who write songs, and they're just trying, if I could just get that melody into their head, like,
Like zap.
yeah, and I kind of feel that sometimes. I feel that inspiration coming from somewhere else, and it's different in different parts of the country. Like if I'm driving down Highway 61 towards New Orleans, it'll be more of a funky blues kind of influence, or like if I'm in LA, it'll be more like this song, like this poppy
Hmm.
kind of a Mamas and Papas kind of a harmony driven
Right.
thing.
Yeah, it's great music. It's great music, and I can tell you this. I mean, what you're recording. I mean, you said you've got what 10 albums, and
Yeah,
written 200 songs. I mean, you're leaving your mark. You know, what I mean, you're definitely are leaving something behind. So, um, that's great. Not very many people get to do that. You know.
and there are people that just kind of give up and say, "Oh, what's it worth? Why bother?" But
Right.
it's really what I have to offer. It's all I've really known in my life. That's what I do. So,
Right. Well, it's the love. It's the you're an artist, man. I mean, it's in you, and kudos for being able to live that and do that. You know, that's just
I feel
amazing.
very blessed. I do. Yeah. Even though I'm not a big star or whatever, sometimes I feel like that's a blessing too. Because you hear all the
Well, yeah,
nightmares that go with that.
yeah. There's a lot of nightmares that go with that, more so than what we always see. You know,
Yeah.
definitely stories you can see on I don't know on TV. I mean, that's just uh, I don't know, and like E magazine and stuff like that. Just so much crap when you become a star, but there's nothing like playing in a club, a small like coffee shop, or just sitting down with your friends, strumming a guitar and singing a few tunes, um, and leaving your mark with your friends. Sometimes is the best way. You're
Yeah, and
touching
you can
them.
have friends, when you're not traveling all the time. Um,
Yeah,
I did that scene. I in the '90s and what do they call the first 10 years of the millennium? Of the tens,
yeah,
the zeros. What is that called? But
yeah.
yeah, I felt it's pretty lonely, out there. And luckily, I have an extended family around the country because I have been traveling for so long. And
Right,
one good thing about isolation, though, is it does give you time to really work out these ideas as a songwriter. If I didn't write songs, I would find it incredibly boring just to go from one town to another and just do a bunch of cover songs. I wouldn't really want to do that. I have to be creative. Luckily I
right,
have that gene.
right. I did that for a very long time, cover tunes. But I've written my own as well, and recorded some as well, and I haven't gotten nowhere near where you are with 200 songs and 10 albums, but I have written my own album, which was cool, and
Cool.
it's just one of those things, And mine was all influenced by Native American. Um, my mom is Seneca Indian, so I had the opportunity to stay true, to learn her culture and her ways, and then I got hooked up with a couple other Native American writers, and I followed one named Bill Miller who has some fantastic music, and I love the way they write, their storytelling within their songs, and so I write, but I write more of an alternative music than I do, or world music, I guess is what they call it,
Yeah.
versus any other type of genre. And but I'm happy with it. It's where my heart is.
That's wonderful. I've been very influenced by Native American works as well. One of my best friends is Leon Joseph Littlebird. And if you listen, you don't have an album, do you? But I'll have to send you the MP3. He plays flute on a song called The One You Feed, which is about that folklore tune, that folklore story, where the two wolves that are fighting within us. And the chief says to the brave, who ask him, well, how do which wolf is going to win the war? And the chief said, it's the one you feed.
Right.
One's evil and one's good. That fight with us.
Right. Yeah, I know the story actually.
Yeah, and that song is on my album. I didn't send that to you because it's more of an album cut. It's more of a longer song.
That's okay. I'll have to send you a couple of mine here in a day or two. They're not on MP3s yet. I have to put them on MP3s, but I can do that. Mine is old-fashioned. Mine is all cut on cassette still and CD, but I can get them, put on the internet.
So if you don't mind me asking you just real quick, what do you think of the Washington Redskins as a name? Do you think they should change that?
Well, I live in a small town called Avon. All right, and we have the Avon Braves, and it's depicted with an Indian head.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Braves is a positive image. That's a fighting warrior. That Redskins was always like an insult, kind of. Like the N-word, sort of. So.
Well, it doesn't affect me either way, but I guess as an overall, if you're a fan, I don't know. I
know you can
some natives. There's a divided line there, So give or take, somebody. I don't know. Maybe they should change it. I don't know. I really don't have an opinion.
Print all those new T-shirts.
Well, it's money, but it's yeah. I guess they should have thought about it though beforehand, right? Land of the free. Oh man.
I don't want to get political on your show. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's why I said I don't have an opinion. I don't know where I lie with that, other than the fact is that if it's offending someone else, then maybe we have to look at it. I guess.
Right, and that's what it comes down to,
Yeah, if it offends somebody, then look at it. But
really.
Yeah,
it's like these people that walk around and say the F word every other word. When I'm with my girlfriend, I'm sorry, guy, but I have a lady here with me. You mind?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you don't want to go to Ireland then, because that's like Ireland is every other word is the F word.
I know. I've been to Ireland, and it's not the F-U-C-K. It's F-E-C-K.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's a little different, but I guess I don't know. Yeah. That's another thing I don't really want to get too deep into. Just don't say it around my girlfriend, okay?
There you go.
Yeah, say it like a crazy guy.
Okay, so the next song that I have here, you sent me the 5, so this is the last one. Alice?
Alice says my mom's name, but I needed a girl's name, so I just chose her name because it's a fictitious character. But it was kind of an exercise, because I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. And I wanted to write a song with that kind of like a Rolling Stone theme, with the coffee houses in the late 60s and that whole kind imagery, and that's kind of where this came from. And my dream girl from the heartland of the world, but I had to leave her because of my vagabond heart and spirit. And I said it with that kind of a Bob Dylan-esque kind of feeling.
Cool. That's cool. All right, let's get to her.
She was my dream girl from the heartland of the world. Her name was Alice, a diamond in the rough, without the fortune of a jeweler. She was shining like the earring on a gypsy. The first time that I saw her, she was working in the mall at a discount store that used to be a lot of. It felt like 1969. We were hanging out in Harry's Five and Dime. And now that Dylan song is playing on the radio, asking me how does it feel to be a rolling stone. I turn it down, but that melody keeps running round my head, making me wish that I was there. Had a good thing going for a while. Rising every day at 7, we'd make love and we'd grab a cup of coffee in that little house around the corner. Money didn't matter, we were happy. My dream girl from the heartland of the world. Still, I had to leave her, a vagabond by trade. No razor blade, I'm rough around the edges, and I could feel my solar plexus growing restless. But now that Dylan song is playing on the radio, asking me how does it feel to be a rolling stone. I turn it down, but that melody keeps running around my head, making me wish now I was there. Yeah, I know Dylan's song is playing on the radio, asking me how does it feel to be a rolling stone. I turn it down, but the melody keeps running around my head, making me wish now I was there. She was my dream girl from the heartland of the world.
I like that one. I really do.
Kind of folky.
Yeah, but I don't know. There was something about it. I really liked that one. That was probably my favorite so far, to be honest with you.
And it had that double tracking of the vocal, which was very popular back then. The Beatles would always do that. They'd have 2 tracks. Like John Lennon would sing twice, and then sometimes they wouldn't be exactly together. Gives it like a chorus feel on the chorus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm particularly fond of that one too. It turned out as a mistake. The engineer Tim Stroh, he's so good at helping me kind of create these arrangements. I had recorded 2 different guitar tracks. One was a little harmonic thing, and the other was the picking. And he said, well, let's try something a little different. Let's take the picking out and bring it in a little later and just have the harmonics to begin with. And that turned into the beginning hook of the song. So sometimes happy accidents happen, when you try to.
Yeah. I love. Now, who did the harmony you said on that?
Oh, that was just me singing with myself.
Yeah. Well, it sounds great. Sounds great. I love it. So guys that are watching here, we have had several more people pop in here from Gregory Gregory Nichols to Christopher Ayers, Christina Wolfanger, Grant Gaskin, Mike Warren, Plato Angelasquez, Lee Allen Jr., and everyone else that's popping in, Michelle Millens. You can find his stuff right now over on kevindanzig.com. He will have, now you said you're still waiting on some of that stuff to be released on Spotify.
Actually, all the songs you played are all available right now as singles.
Singles, Spotify. Okay.
Or
cool.
Also Apple Music, Google Play Music, pretty much any streaming service you can find the songs you played today. It's just the album itself isn't available yet, but it should be any day now. They're just running behind because of the virus and staffing.
Right. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take a short pause here. I got to say tonight's episode is sponsored by MysteriousAdventuresTours.com. You can always contact them at MysteriousAdventuresTours@gmail.com to get some information of where their tours are happening. I know there is one next June coming around the summer solstice time. We're going to Ireland, so you guys will be able to join me on that nice little week trip to Ireland if you'd like. All you need to do is contact MysteriousAdventuresTours@gmail.com. Tell them you'd like to go with Teddy's Quiet Man Journey. I am a big John Wayne fan, and we are going to be going to the location where they filmed The Quiet Man with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. We're also going to be going and listening to some live traditional Irish music, as well as visiting some historical landmarks and staying in a 5-star castle, which is going to be fantastic. So, guys, make sure you get over there and you visit them, MysteriousAdventuresTours.com, and find out about the tours. All right, and don't forget that we are part of the WLFE DB family, so you can check out WLFE-DB.com. They have a lot of different streams and shows there, and you can go and check them out as well. There is a brand new show that just started this past Thursday, which is just Cindy. Check it out. It's all about In the Mind of Cindy. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's an interesting show, so you definitely want to check that out. And don't forget to go over and please like, share, and subscribe with Talk with Teddy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right, we're looking to get our 100 subscribers on YouTube so that we can get our custom URL. All right, so, oh my goodness, this has been fun so far. So,
yeah.
Now what are you looking for in the future? What are you hoping to do or accomplish? I mean, writing more songs, obviously, but where do you want to go with this? Any further, or like where's your dream with this? Where is it going to end, or is it not going to end, or you know what I mean? Where I'm going with this? This is pretty much what are your hopes and dreams now from this point on?
Right now, we're all in kind of a wait and see mode, because we can't really plan tours, and you don't know if they're going to be canceled, or we'll be shut up inside again. I mean, it's just a very strange time in history,
You are doing lives, though, on your Facebook. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I do that. And like I said, this music is available. And, I mean, if we were all to be shut up again, I would just keep doing – I was doing Monday night shows, 2-hour live streams. I might switch over to, like, Stage It. There's certain services that are popping up now where you can actually interact and they could donate or even pay for the show, like David Wilcock.
Nice.
People in my genre – Chuck Brodsky are starting to do these kind of things. YouTube, my songs you can find them all on YouTube.
Awesome.
So, just keep it on. Luckily, the good Lord has been providing for me all these years, and it seems to only get better as I go. And, just try to bring joy and some kind of reflective feelings to people that are willing to listen to my music.
Right.
You were talking about Ireland, and I was over in Ireland. I toured Ireland about 5 years ago, and I felt Northern Ireland pretty interesting, because of the Catholics and the Protestants. and all that war that's been going on. And I was in Derry, which is up in the Commonwealth still. They use sterling for money and still British owned, you know. But the tour guide, Martin McClusson, said, if you go back to America, if you write the song, make sure they know that Ireland has peace at last. Because it's called Londonderry too. And they have a wall that goes around the town that separates the Catholics from the Protestants. So, you know, they've known a lot of prejudice too, like Americans.
Right.
And I felt a lot of similarity in that.
Yeah.
I did write a song about this.
Did you?
I could do it if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Well, it's called Ireland Looks Good. I'm going to stand up here. It's a beautiful day in Derry, also lovely in Londonderry. Either way you see it, Ireland looks good. If you take a tour, hosted by Martin McClusson, and you walk and talk around his town, you may see the murals, feel the cruises, drumming up the past. When you leave there, you'll know peace is coming last. It's a beautiful day in Derry, also lovely in Londonderry. Muchas ways to see Ireland looks good. There's the wall that runs through Belfast to this day. It was built to divide Protestants from Catholics. And even though the wall still stands, the word out on the street is that the loyalists and the nationalists are now at peace. It's a beautiful day in Derry, also lovely in Londonderry. Either way you see it, Ireland looks good. I myself have known foolishness, of prejudice. On my mother's side, my family once owned slaves. I was brought up hearing blacks could not be trusted. I was forced to close my ears and turn away. But I can proudly say now, my family has changed. For the best, for the best. It's a beautiful day in Derry, also lovely in Londonderry. Either way you see it, Ireland looks good. From the Giant's Causeway to the Ring of Kerry, from the Irish Sea to the Isle of Innisfree, there are friendly people who know how to have a good time, working hard to heal their wounds and make no more war, no more war. It's a beautiful day in Derry, also lovely in Londonderry. Either way you see it, Ireland looks good.
Cool. That's very cool. I like it.
Thanks.
Now, it looks like we have a question the question is, oh, where is it here? I just saw it. Oh, here it is. Any relation to Glenn?
I knew I'd get that one. I always get that one.
Do you?
All I can say is that when I was growing up in LA, my dad used to tell me, he was from the East Coast originally. He said that there was a guy a little older than me that was like a metal musician who was my cousin. And his name was Glenn. So, I mean, I can only imagine that it was Glenn Danzig. I've never met him. I was always hoping that we would end up in the same place at the same time so we could actually work this out. But we never have. So if you see him, tell him I said hi.
Oh, cool. That's
of course,
cool.
the music is totally different. So
That's awesome.
he's an amazing singer, amazing vocal.
So, but he's older than you?
A little bit, yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah. So, I tonight, I mean, I've noticed you just played that one about Ireland. It's like, so you write pretty much about your experiences, where you are, what you see, hear, feel. That's awesome.
You never know. It could be like, Teddy does a radio show.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Teddy's going to have his own song.
I wrote a song about Beetle Bob. Have you ever heard about Beetle Bob in St. Louis?
No.
Yeah, no. He's this crazy guy that dances in front of bands every night. He's like 70 now, but for like 40 years now, every night he's found a band to dance in front of. And he goes to the jazz fest and all kinds of things in New Orleans. But they say if Beetle Bob graces your presence by dancing, you're going to be famous. So
really,
I'm still waiting, Bob.
According to Liz, it says he just came out with an Elvis cover album.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard he was doing it. That's pretty cool. He's got that. He used to say in interviews that his influences were Elvis and Satan. So put some horns on Elvis, and there you go.
Well, that's
Which,
different.
As you can see by the angel over my shoulder, I kind of lean the other way.
I see the angel. That's awesome. Yeah. She said that it's fantastic. So cool.
Oh, good. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, awesome. So I usually do this with, I ask all the artists out there, no matter what instrument they play, or whether it's music or anything else. When it comes to the newer generation of music and stuff, what advice would you give them about, writing and playing, performing?
I would say just go, follow your heart. Go where your heart leads. Don't worry about trying to sound like somebody. Try to develop your own individual sound. It might take some meditation. It might take some trying different instruments. See, do what you like to do. Because if you try to play an instrument that causes you pain, let's say, or like you just really can't stand it, you're not going to ever get good at it. You have to find something that you enjoy, and the more you enjoy it, the more likely you are to follow through with it. Because let's face it, you may not make a whole lot of money, doing this. It may take many years of persistence and just beating your head against a lot of different doors, to make a living. If you're tough enough to hang in there, Godspeed. But otherwise, if you're just trying to do it to be famous or try to, get some fame, you're doing it for the wrong reasons,
Yeah, you should do it for the love of it. Yeah.
Do it for the love of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
If not, maybe you're a great cook. Find what it is that that you can do well, and follow that.
Right. I tried learning the guitar many, many years ago, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I tried several times, bought several guitars, then sold them all, because I just couldn't. For some reason, it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. And I finally, everybody kept telling me, well, you're a front man for a band, you need a guitar. And I'm like, I don't feel it, man. I don't feel it.
So try the organ.
Yeah, I actually picked up the harmonica, and my dad played, and I couldn't get into that either. So I'm not sure what instrument is good for me out there yet. I have no idea. But
And I
at
think really,
53,
I
I
think
don't
if you're in
know.
for the long haul, you got to kind of have something in you that uh, you have to have a gift. I hate to use that word, but
Yeah.
if you're really going to pursue it for a lifetime career, anyway. And
Yeah. Well, I play a mean
I cut you off.
tambourine. That's
I
okay. I
cut you
play a
off.
mean tambourine though. Mean
Yeah, mean
tambourine.
tambourine. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play something for me. Mhm. As long as you got rhythm, you always got these people that try to jump up and grab your tambourine, and they have
Yeah.
no rhythm to save
Oh,
them.
it's happened a lot. A
Yeah.
lot. And I'm just like, okay, give it back to me.
And tambourine is loud. I mean, you can hear the tambourine, even though it's not amplified.
Oh, yeah.
It carries.
Mhm. Yeah. We have about 3.5 minutes here, so I just wanted to say that I appreciate you coming on the show. It's some great music. I love the writing.
Thanks.
I'm hoping that maybe later on down the road you'd like to come back. We could do this again. Maybe that would be great. Especially when I get this ticking, tapping thing gone out of here. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, and hopefully, God willing, musicians will get back out playing because it's hell for them. I have seen on Facebook and Instagram there are a couple musicians out playing certain places. They have these big see-through glass things separating them from the crowds.
Mhm.
But it's still not the same thing. It's not the same.
I'm very lucky in the fact that I can play solo or with a band, and
Right.
there's like patio gigs because it's summertime where you can play solo, and so
Yeah.
I've been able to sustain myself that way. But I love playing with a band, though, so I miss that.
Yeah, I actually my guitar player actually had a gathering today, but I take care of my parents, and unfortunately things did not work out for me to make it down there to his annual party. I know they like to jam and stuff, but I didn't make it down there, and I felt bad. But I'd love to, sit down and play again myself. Sometime soon. Well, sing, but not play.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some of your music. Maybe you can send me some of your music.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple tunes. I can do that.
Cool.
All right. It's let's see, we got about a minute and a half here. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about for a minute and a half, or say, or any social media things we should get out of the way for you, where they can check you out even more? I mean, I've got your website.
Yeah. My Facebook page, like I said, I do a song every day. And
Okay.
that would be just facebook.com/Kevin.Danzig. And
Okay.
it's Danzig, like Glenn Danzig, spelled the same way.
Okay.
And, just thanks for listening to my music. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on.
I'm here to make a difference in the world if I can. And people like you that give us a shot, that's just so helpful. So I appreciate it.
Right. No, I love music. I love listening and talking to people, so that's why it's Talk with Teddy. And it's just I love it. It's a late show for some of us, but it's we got a good fan base. We got people that love music from all different genres, and they love to interact as well. And everybody's been great tonight. You've been wonderful. Guys, please go out and check out KevinDanzig.com. Go check out his stuff. And I'm sure he'll put a schedule up when he's out performing at some point, and look for his music. You can check him out on Facebook as well, YouTube as well, as he said. It's been a wonderful night chatting with you, Kevin. It's been fantastic. The music is great, and I'm looking forward to talking to you in the future.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much, Teddy.
Yeah, you are so welcome. All right, guys, don't forget here on Talk with Teddy, I have one thing to tell you at the end of the night when we close the show. It's besides taking care of yourself, take care of your family and your neighbors, because they are important just like you are. And if we can keep spreading that, then, we'll have a whole bunch more love in this world than hate in this world if we do that. So, guys, please take care of yourselves and everybody else around you. Kevin, have a great night, and thank you so much again. And we will talk to you all real soon. In fact, we will see you Tuesday night, and right here on Talk with Teddy. So everybody have a good one. Thanks again, Kev. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Ted.
Bye. Bye. Thank you and my guests for joining me here on Talk with Teddy. Be safe and look out for one another. Don't forget that Talk with Teddy is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, so please go and subscribe. Thank you.